This episode is brought to you by Madrone Art Bar. Are you ready, San Francisco? Madrone Art Bar is thrilled to announce the relaunch of our happy hour, starting March 6th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Join us for an unforgettable time with cocktails and beer specials, delectable food by Little Fuego Kitchen, and incredible music by Baron Samedi. At Madrone Art Bar, art, music, and drinks come together as one. We're not just for post-9 p.m. dance parties. It's also a fantastic place to meet your neighbors. Experience our normal cocktail menu with 22 unique cocktails, 12 local Northern California rotating drafts, and 22 bottles and cans. Enjoy free music daily from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. featuring our live piano, guitar, rock, jazz, and DJs. A diverse mix for every taste. During happy hour, appreciate the funny bartenders, the vibrant character, the free music, diverse clientele, local sports teams on TV, and the intriguing art. Enjoy the well-lit atmosphere and make friends the old-fashioned way. Madrone Art Bar offers affordability, interactive events, and excellent cocktails. With SF style and state of mind, we are dog-friendly, allow food from outside, and have a great parklet for those nice days. So come on down to Madrone Art Bar and celebrate with us, because the highest form of art is drinking with friends. See you there! If you'd like to advertise on Storied San Francisco, please contact us at storiedsf@gmail.com.
And I think with that school programming, right, it's been really nice to be able to utilize that in the future, right? And actually with City College, I've actually been able to connect and do a lot of printmaking and Chinese brush painting and screen printing even, which is just so wonderful that the city has this available.
That was artist Ellen Lowe from Ask Me SF. I'm Jeff, and this is Storied San Francisco, a podcast about artists, activists, and small businesses that make this city unique. In this episode, meet and get to know Ellen. Originally from North Carolina, her family moved to Taiwan when she was 10. She came back to the U.S. to go to college, and she walks us through those experiences. Just a warning, Ocean Ale House, where we recorded, eventually got too loud. Around the 14-minute mark of this episode, we moved outside to finish our conversation. Here's Ask Me SF's Ellen Lowe.
Part of what I really enjoy is to help beautify the city. And so essentially they had this plywood that they put up because they were actually expanding, but it ended up being that it got graffitied a lot. Mm-hmm. And so I talked to the owner, Miles, and he was really nice, and he was like, you want to beautify it? Go for it. And so I basically did a mural for him on the outside. And
Still here? Still out
still
there?
here, right outside.
We'll get pictures of that for sure.
And you can see Miles. Miles is right there.
Oh, hey, Miles. That was Miles who greeted us.
Exactly. And you can agree or disagree on how much it looks like him, but
it's a mural of him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Because actually, I was chatting with one of the bartenders, and they were like, I was like, what should I do? Because Miles didn't care, and she's like, you should do Miles. So.
Well, we'll definitely dive into you and art later.
Okay, yeah.
We'll come back to that. We'll put a pin in it. Yeah, so start us off, like I said, however far back, and you can start with just your parents if that's your story. How the hell did you get to become a person on Earth?
I actually was born in North Carolina. It's a running joke that I have a southern accent. I don't really.
I hear it.
But,
Not at
some
all.
Some people say so.
Not at all.
And actually, my
parents... Does
it
come out if you drink?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Or have you been back? Do you go back and it comes out there?
I have gone back once. Yeah. It was just exactly the same as I remembered it. It has not changed. It's shocking how much it has not changed.
Yeah.
But my parents decided to move to Taiwan when I was 10.
Okay.
And so I lived in Taiwan, and then I was huge culture shock. It was big city instead of
So
like
you're
a
in
really
Taipei,
small.
or?
Yeah, in Taipei.
Okay.
And
Great
then-
airport, by the way.
I'm sorry?
I've been to that airport.
Oh,
It's
yes,
awesome.
yes.
I like that
It's
airport.
fun.
Mm-hmm. And like living walls and all that stuff, which, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was really hard to adjust, but it was actually really awesome after I got to used to it and everything. And I came back for school, ended up...
Like for college?
Yeah, for college.
Okay, so you were there for like 7 or 8 years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And then went to school in St. Louis, and then after college went to New York City, and then D.C., back to New York City because I was like, I love New York. I want to be there.
Yeah.
And then ended up in San Francisco. But I think it's really funny because a lot of people have this like, do you like New York better or San Francisco?
Oh, yeah.
And there's
the
always this
rivalry.
comparison. But to me, they're so different.
They're so different, yep.
It's not really a good comparison.
And I'll say that you can get really good pizza here now, and you can get decent burritos out there.
Pizza
I mean,
is
compared to like 25 years ago, it's better.
Oh, for sure. For sure. People might not agree about bagels, but you know.
Yes, that's like a burgeoning, that's a newer thing here. I think some folks are getting better here.
No, I honestly think there's really good pizza here. I love the pizza
Very
here.
good pizza here. Mhm.
A lot of New Yorkers would not be happy about that statement, but
Yeah, well, they can go back to New York. Okay, I want to like unpack a lot of what you just said.
Sure.
Do you know how your parents ended up in, like, are they from North Carolina, or how did they end up there?
No, my parents, so my dad's a doctor, and he decided, I think, to corner the market. And so that's why he went to a really small town in North Carolina. And, I mean, it worked.
Yeah.
He did well for himself, and I think he just wanted to go back to Taiwan.
What town in North Carolina was it?
It was this little town called Salisbury.
Okay.
It's home of Cheer Wine, if you've ever heard of Cheer
yeah,
Wine.
sure,
It's
sure.
a little like Cherry Cola.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is...
And is that closer to the ocean or like up in the mountains?
No, it's
Which
in the
part?
Piedmont, so it's in the middle of
In the middle.
North Carolina.
Okay. All right. Okay, so that was kind of their motivation to move to the States at all?
Actually, so they were in the States for about 25 years. They actually started out in Alabama and then also Syracuse, New York.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went to Salisbury, North Carolina. But basically, because in the United States, if you're a doctor, you need to basically do your education all over again. And so
right.
that's why he originally went to Alabama. And then, actually, I'm not sure why he went to Syracuse, but
Maybe for school? There's a
it's
school
possible.
there.
It's
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
Follow-up school.
Yeah. So you said when your parents decided to go to Taiwan, you were 10, correct?
Yes.
What do you remember about your childhood in North Carolina up to that point?
My
What were some of the
childhood in
highlights?
North Carolina was really sort of different, I would say, because we were the only Asian family there, and so
Literally
it was
the only?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So it was challenging to really kind of have like connection with a lot of people, and it was kind of crazy because it was the opposite when we were in Taiwan, because we had a lot of people that were very similar to us,
Right.
but at the same time not. And so it was really challenging, sort of like navigating between cultures
Right.
on both sides.
What kinds of things were you into as a kid? Like let's say before you even went to Taiwan. Like, did you play sports, music, hobbies, anything like that?
So I was a really good Asian, and my parents had me do violin and piano. So
Both. Check. Yeah.
those were my
Yeah.
hobbies, if you will.
Still to this day.
No.
then.
I don't actually do that much, to my parents' chagrin, I'm sure. But I have always been really into art, and so that's been, I think, a constant throughout.
That was your like creative outlet as a kid.
Yeah, for sure.
Were you doing visual art yet as a kid, or?
Yeah, so I think even as a kid, I started to do a lot of art, and I think just like throughout like with school and everything, it's been nice that that's been encouraged throughout. And
Yeah, we all went to school. I'm going to assume you did too, like back when we had art classes. I don't think most schools have, like they can't afford to have art schools, art classes, a lot of them. And that's a shame.
No, and I think like with that school programming, right, it's been really nice to be able to utilize that in the future, right? And actually with City College, I've actually been able to connect and do a lot of like printmaking and Chinese brush painting and screen printing even, which is just so wonderful that the city has this available.
Yep, right on. So were you mostly, as a kid, were you doing, to the extent that you did art, were you doing it at school and at home? Or like with friends? Like what, set the stage for us.
Yeah.
Because this will come up again later.
At school and at home, actually, I did a minor in visual communications in college.
Okay.
And always just tried to do art in my spare time in classes and drawing and sketching. So it's always been a really great creative outlet, I think, for me.
Yeah. And this, you mentioned drawing and sketching. Did you do any painting as a kid, or sculpting, or anything, any other medium?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I fancied myself as an artist, and my parents were like, no, that's really not what you should be doing with your time and effort. And so I guess I had a little bit of a rebellion in my own way. But, basically in college when I did my VisCom minor, it was kind of just like on my own volition, and I think my parents were a little not realizing that 2D design was not a UX class. It was it was actually art. So
yeah. Okay, so then let's now go halfway around the world. I want to hear about your life as a 10 to 17 or 18-year-old in Taiwan. You mentioned like it was a shock, I think is what you said, right? Was it in English? Like, did you already speak a language other than English at the time?
So it was a shock mostly from a cultural standpoint. I would say my Chinese was okay. It wasn't amazing. But the good thing is that I did go to American school there, so it's not like that aspect was all that different. I think it was more that it was a bit of a formative time frame where I was still kind of like figuring out my identity and just complete shift where you had people that were, like I said, like very similar to me in the sense that like American-born Chinese, but at the same time you had this general populace that like felt like you weren't part of what, like a Taiwanese culture, right?
What they had been doing.
Correct.
Yeah, like
and I think like at the time, like it's changed a lot now, but I think at the time it was still very much like this, oh, like you're not from here, which I also had when I was in North Carolina, but it was a different you're not from here. So, I mean, it's challenging, I think, when you're a kid navigating it, and it's much easier for me to understand now.
Sure.
But at the time it was like,
and when you're 12,
well, shoot,
you're just like, people are mean.
I guess I don't fit in, right?
Yeah.
And I would keep trying to challenge, like, no, I am from Taiwan, right? I'm Taiwanese. And they're like, no, I don't think so. And it's hard.
Yeah. Do you have siblings?
I do.
And where do you fall in the line?
I'm the youngest of two. It's me and my sister, who has a very different name, Helen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my parents were very creative.
Yeah. Well, those are like Americanized, anglicized names, right? Do you have Chinese names as well?
We do, and they're also very similar.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not going to judge your parents. It's also easy to remember.
Yeah. No, it's always funny because, I mean, we look fairly similar, and people are always like, oh, like, maybe you guys are twins, and we're like, no. They had us 5 years apart.
I was going to ask,
and
so
she's
5 years older.
No, they still didn't there wasn't enough time for them to come up with something more creative.
Right.
Unfortunately. Fortunately? I don't know.
That's hilarious. So she was a little bit older. Did she Like, how was the move to Taiwan for her?
So for her, it was only 2 years. So while it was a big move, she basically went back to the States 2 years later. So I'm sure it was still challenging, but certainly.
Well, she didn't have to spend as much time figuring it out as you
Yes.
did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are y'all close now?
Yes.
Do you ever talk about?
Yes, all the time.
Oh, okay.
She's been a really good confidant, like throughout the years, and I think just like navigating everything with my parents, it's
Sure.
always great to have her. Yeah.
Can we talk about? We've talked about the difficulties of your time in Taiwan. Can we talk about any positives?
Oh yeah, Taiwan is actually a really great place. Amazing food, amazing people. It's really just like a home away from home for me at this point. I think it's just like, at first when I moved there, it was a little challenging, and now it's just wonderful to visit. My parents are still there.
Okay.
And it's really just so fun there. Very vibrant. People are so nice.
Is that your ancestral homeland? Okay.
Yeah.
You're Taiwanese.
Yeah, I'm
Got it.
Taiwanese. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. And my parents love it. It's crazy because I think because we're both in the States, it's challenging for them because they want to see us. We want to see them.
Right.
And at the same time,
Are there any grandchildren for them involved?
No.
Okay.
But
Y'all are just disappointing all over the place.
That is correct.
Sorry, Ellen's mom and dad.
Yeah. No, I have a cat.
Fur baby. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Not acceptable, but you know.
Sure. Okay, so talk us through the decision to leave Taiwan and come back to go to school. Was it ever a question that you were going to come back to the States, or?
No, it was never really a question. I think in reality, we went to American school. It's basically similar to being here. I would say just at a more accelerated level even. It was a lot of basically like prep for college in the States.
Right.
So that was always the intent. I would say that even though since I was 5, my parents would drag me to Taiwan and have me do basically like Kumon equivalent in Taiwan of like learning Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's still not the equivalent of like me being successful in a Chinese school there.
Sure.
So I don't think that was ever really the intent, but it is challenging, of course, to have them be very far. Even with San Francisco, it's still a 13-hour flight.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you're on the right side of the country, but.
Yes.
Like, those are still long-ass flights.
That is true, but it's still long, for sure.
How about for you, was it ever a question of where in the U.S. you would go to college?
So I actually went to college in St. Louis because my parents, typical Asian parents, wanted me to do pre-med. And at the time, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I was like, fine, I'll go along with this song and dance. And my guidance counselor at the time was like, look, I know your parents really want you to do pre-med and you're not really decided, but how about you choose a school that is very well-rounded? So if you decide you want to do art, they have a fantastic art program. If you decide you want to do business, they have a fantastic business program. If you want to do something else, right? Like basically you can't go too wrong. Right. And so that's how I kind of narrowed down to Washington University in St. Louis. Okay. And I had no idea where Missouri was. It was kind of just like, I guess a plane will take me there.
I don't think a lot of people still know where Missouri is.
That is also true. If you ask me where some states are in the United States, I'd be like, oh, let me look at Google Maps. Just being really honest. But
did you go visit before you decided to go there? Or?
No, actually I did early decision, so I basically was hoping for the best and got in, and ended up going. So
And then how many years did you stay there?
just for college.
4 years?
4 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And then, do you want to talk about your time there, or do we want to just get out?
I don't know if there's a ton there.
Right.
It was a really great experience. I did.
You did not do pre-med.
I did not do pre-med. I
Yeah.
started out pre-med. I did it for 2 years, and then actually my sister helped me out because she was like, "Sis, you're not loving this.
This is not you.
Yeah, this is not you. You're just doing this for parents."
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I ended up switching to business and
Viscom minor.
and Viscom minor. So
Got it.
I still did some art there, and yeah, I actually did consider just switching to art entirely, and my parents did put the kibosh on that. But I think what was nice was that I actually did an internship at an advertising company and actually kind of got some experience doing it and decided
As a creative,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, as a
Yeah,
creative. And
okay.
it is actually really challenging sometimes when it is your job to
Sure, it's different.
turn on the creativity,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I think it was at least really good for me to get that experience and try it out, see if that's what I wanted to do. And I think, yeah, I
Nice.
came to the decision myself eventually.
That was Ask Me SF's Ellen Lowe. Check back next week for part 2 with Ellen. That episode drops Tuesday wherever you get podcasts. Music for Storied San Francisco was created, curated, and produced by Otis McDonald. Aaron Lim of Bitch Talk Podcast is our contributing producer. And the show is produced and hosted by me, Jeff Hunt. Now in the 7th season, we have more than 250 episodes available wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out the refreshed website, which I'm still working hard to repopulate with all the episodes. That's storiedsf.com. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, please rate and review the show. You can also rate us on Spotify. Find us on Instagram and Blue Sky at storiedsf. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, stay weird, stay informed, keep your eyes open, and we'll see you next time on Storied San Francisco. We acknowledge and respect the first humans of the unceded land we call San Francisco, the Ramaytush Ohlone. We condemn the genocide of these and other tribes across the Western Hemisphere. We honor their legacy and history, and we support rematriation and sovereignty efforts.
This podcast is a proud member of the BFF.FM podcast network. Learn more at podcasts.bff.fm.
BFF.FM, best frequencies forever.